Straight to the top, never going down, don't wait for the drop. Stand still, that's the motto, yeah. Brand new bands for the auto, oh. Foot to the ground, full throttle. Big energy for the night like lotto. Y'all talk lots, never this quiet. Life like a Seinfeld plot. Vault full of songs, all of them bombs. Something like a minefield guy. Boom. Get it, tickets running out quick. Bet it, never get it out big. Said it, never had to shout it. They said I couldn't never do it, okay, how's this? Fit a week worth of work in a minute. Machine well oiled, you know how I stay efficient. To-do list written, I do this different. Hold up, wait a minute, I ain't finished. Look, flows the same now. Paved the way, the snakes and fakes are chased out. Back to back to back, I changed the pace now. Had to stack the cash until the bank's out. Straight to the top, never going down, don't wait for the drop.
Hello and good day. Thank you for attending our Microsoft 365 Copilot session. My name is John Zare. I'm the CEO at Point Alliance. Point Alliance is an IT consulting firm based in Toronto. We are Microsoft 365 specialists with many designations. Today agenda, we talk about Microsoft AI overview, Copilot chat versus Copilot, and then we're going to go into the chat and the Copilot and show some of the features, and then conclude the next step, additional resources. We will be recording this session. We will post on our Point Alliance YouTube channel. Also, you will receive an email notification with a copy of presentation and a link to the recording as well. And if you have any question, any point, please feel free to post in the chat. We monitor the chat. And if we don't get back to you, don't have the answer today, we will reach out to you with make sure your questions are answered. That's it. Let's start. Let's look into the AI in 2025. So as of 2025, there were about 17,000 companies that they are involved with the AI or have offering with their product and so on. And again, out of those 7,000, there are 8,000 key players offering helpful, depends on the product is. So some of the main players that exist, like again, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, NVIDIA, Tesla, Google, and Meta. You have heard about those things. But what does it differentiate the Microsoft with the other AI products? And especially come to Microsoft 365. So first thing, of course, seamless integration across all the apps, right? Into the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and so on is right out of the box. It's integrated. Personalized and a secure access. That's very important. You only have a base of your documents and emails. Proven productivity outcome. Of course, we all use the Microsoft products, as I mentioned, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams. The number is growing. Really, right now, is a dozen of products actually have the Copilot integrated into them. Modern and unified AI experience, enterprise security and customization. We're going to talk about security a lot because that's very important when it comes to AI these days. And again, you're taking advantage of the existing enterprise security that wraps around when you're using Copilot. Ongoing innovation and support. They are putting lots of resources into this thing, and you will see that every month there are new announcements and new features and so on. So it's getting better and better every day. So Microsoft AI overview between the Copilot. Again, it's not just about technology. The goal is that to increase the business value, optimize the cost, and help employees thrive. Based off some of the surveys has done with the SMBs, they're forecasting 353% project return on investment over 3 years period. One of the samples I use as to kind of give a perspective that if you see that if you use a Copilot within your organization, and it will save you 20 minutes a day, right? So we're using it maybe for rewrite the email, to create a presentation, and so on. And 20 minutes is really not much, but let's just say we only use it for 20 minutes. That translates to 3 weeks over in a year period. So it really pays off itself, and it also help to increase the Like help you with the net revenue due, the faster time to market depends on the line of your business you're on. Reduction in the operation costs with what it provides you, increasing employee satisfaction. Everybody looking for AI these days, right? Again, we we adopted the tools like a chat GBT in the days that skyrocketed number of users, and that's become a conversation use of AI with no matter what type of business we are in. So people are asking for it, they want it, and it's very important. And of course, with anything uh, like AI, what we have to watch for, right? We need to worry about the data oversharing and data leaks, identification of the risky AI use, AI governance, and the risky risk visibility, and all those are concerned. And that's why, again, within the Copilot for Microsoft 65, it is again is built on a security on and compliance and privacy, and of course, responsible AI is very important. Again, all those securities in place already. So that's how is easy it is. Just kind of when you start using a Copilot, there is, of course, you need to gonna do some housekeeping to make sure your existing security is solid, but you have all the tools to protect you through that. So a few things here on the Copilot. It is your data is secure at rest and the transit. You control your data, right? So your information is not used for learning or anything like that, right? So it is all within your Microsoft tenant, and enterprise the data protection is in place. Your data is not used to train or enrich the foundation models. You're protected against AI security and copyright risk, of course. So this is a big diagram. I'm gonna just go to the mini version of this thing, but this is the big picture within the Copilot architecture within the Microsoft 365 and how it works. So we're gonna concentrate on the middle part with the numbers 1 to 5. So how does this work? First thing is the user prompts are sent to Copilot. And I'm gonna talk about some of this language as well to explain which what each one of them mean. And of course, probably you know already, but let's just re-review it. So you send your prompt, your request to the Copilot. Copilot access the Microsoft Graph. So Microsoft Graph is like a gatekeeper to make sure you're accessing what you need to access and so on. Copilot send a modified prompt to the LLM, large language model. Copilot receive a response, and then Microsoft go to, access a graph which is to check with the purview and compliance to make sure the information requested it should come back to you and meet with the organization policies. So again, some of the uh, naming that we have. So the prompt in Microsoft 365 is your instruction and request that it is. A starting point that tells Copilot what you want, and when combined with a grounding and semantic index, it generates a useful context-aware response. I feel like as I'm explaining one of this acronym, the other one pops up. So we're going to go through them. So next one is grounding. So grounding Microsoft 365 means that AI pulls from real, relevant context, either from your enterprise environment via graph or from the web. So Microsoft Graph, we talk about that, is a unified API data model that connects all the Microsoft services and map relationship between people, context, and activity. And it is what makes intelligent feature like Copilot possible, really. And basically, it's a gatekeeper of the what you have access and so on. What is very important, and that's why I make every prompt response to be unique, is a semantic index. It is AI-powered organized brain that maps meaning across your data, enabling Copilot to understand context, reduce hallucination, and deliver accurate business-aware responses. And again, if two people from the same organization make a different request, the same request, the response might be different because based off the email, the chats, who they report to, their position, and so on, and what they have access to. Next thing, a large language model, LLM, that we all heard about it a lot. Again, in Microsoft 365 is a AI platform, brain, GPT-5. Again, ChatGPT is from the company called Access AI, and that's where the Copilot is Foundation is, as they are one of the main shareholder of the organization. And it is, when you prompting, it reasons through your Microsoft data, generate the context aware response across Word, Excel, Outlook, and more application. So when you combine an LLM with the semantic index and the Microsoft graph grounding, ensures a result relevant to you. And I'm going to have a short video on that as well. And GPT, so it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is a type of large language model that understands and generates human-like text. So GPT-5 is the latest and most advanced generation of the family that was introduced into this. So some of the video we have still refer to GPT-4, but again, this is a pretty new with the 5. This is a couple of months now that is there. Provide a much better result. And the response is that you provide the intent prompt, Copilot use your data grounding and AI engine LLM, reason a lot, and you get a business-ready response.
When you submit a prompt, Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365 brings in your universe of data via Microsoft Graph. It uses the semantic index for Copilot to correlate activity signals, retrieving indexed information that is uniquely relevant to you. It then presents the combination of your prompt with what was retrieved to the large language model to generate an informed response. Importantly, semantic index for Copilot works on 2 levels. By default, it indexes information within SharePoint inside your organization's tenant. Second, each user also has their own separate index for email and their individual important documents, like files shared with them, where they've commented, or were @mentioned, and more. This 2-pronged approach is what increases relevancy, allowing Copilot for Microsoft 365 to orchestrate AI-generated results that are unique to you as a user based on your explicit access to information.
All right, so that gives you a good overview of how when you're prompting and responsive will come back. So let's just talk about the Copilot chat versus Copilot. And these are, you heard about a lot. So Copilot chat is I would say, it will be same thing as a chat GPT basically. But what is important is that enterprise data protection is in place, and your information is not being used for training or leaked outside the information you put there. So when you add a license to Copilot, it becomes more powerful and drawing that. But the Copilot chat is free at no charge.
Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI companion that helps inform and inspire you with helpful advice, feedback, and answers. There are a few versions of Copilot for you to consider. Let's take a look at Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat and Microsoft 365 Copilot. Copilot Chat is available to businesses that have a Microsoft 365 subscription at no additional cost. With it, you can access features like text generation, image generation, and basic data analysis. Because it's grounded in the web, it can reason over the entire internet and quickly pull in relevant information. For example, you can get help with tasks like drafting emails or getting summaries of documents that you upload. Next is Microsoft 365 Copilot, the paid version of Copilot, which gives you all of the functionality of Copilot Chat, plus the ability to access business emails, create Teams meeting summaries, summarize information in Word or Excel, create draft PowerPoint presentations, find information in OneDrive and SharePoint, and more. Finally, Copilot agents are available in both Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Chat. These AI-driven agents can be created and used to connect to your organization's data to automate and execute business processes. With them, you can troubleshoot with customers in real time, or let it handle repetitive tasks like answering commonly asked HR questions. There are agents that are free and agents that are billed based on usage. Now that you know the differences, go ahead and start using Copilot to boost your productivity and streamline your tasks.
All right, we have a question just to answer in general that the response you get and when you use a chat, Copilot chat or Copilot 365 Copilot, the information is based off your enterprise data, and that's how the will come to you, and based off what the user have access to, and so on. And again, if it's the information you have is your enterprise, like a SharePoint, email, chat, and so on, the responses will be relevant to those. And we can also kind of do a site discussion on that to get more detail in that question. So again, the important thing is that Copilot chat, free, secure AI chat, and again, we recommend that to most organizations to kind of take advantage of it. If you have any Microsoft licenses, you're eligible to use a chat, and that will allow you that any use of AI, it is controlled by your organization. When I say controlled, just for security reasons, right? There is no access to anybody's chat and so on. So those are all confidential for the person. So once you add a Copilot full license, again, agents, including pre-built 365 personal assistant across Microsoft 365 apps, which we're going to go into shortly, advanced management dashboard to understand the usage adoption. That's very important, especially if you're buying a licensed version of the product. The usage adoption is important to make sure are the people taking advantage of the product, and if not, maybe you can provide them with the additional training. So a couple of new things. Agents are common through all the AI tools out there. So in Microsoft 365 is a custom built AI assistant that you take advantage of it using a Copilot Studio. It goes beyond the general Copilot functionality, and you can set up to go against a certain data set and what information you want to use, or runs on a schedule. The Copilot Studio, it does come with your subscription. Is a tool that customizes, extend the Copilot, right? So that's how you build the agents. You can delegate the agents, you can set it up, and so on. So that's what the Copilot is. So if you look at the big picture here, and what's included with which, so the chat goes across the free version and the Copilot. Agents are available. You can create through the chat, but the consumption would be per you pay per consumption, which is like a pennies a connection that you do. But there's a chart there. You can look at it with the type of the agent you have and how much consumption is. The personal assistant that built into the Office products only available in the paid version. And the Copilot control system, you do have, again, enterprise data protection, of course, IT management and agent management. But if you're looking for SharePoint advanced management, Copilot analytic or peer-built reports, and so on, only available in paid version. Again, just to kind of keep in mind the pricing for paid version, this is in the Canadian dollar. For the US is about $30 per month per user, and that's comes with the annual commitment in either case. So you can purchase it monthly or annually, but it is an annual commitment. There's no month-to-month on a Copilot. So let's just dig in a bit more into Copilot chat and what we have. So with the chat, of course, we have access to chat through the mobile device or browser or desktop app that you can install. You can push that through Intune if you're using Intune, or manually installed. You have access to agent. The use of the agents, again, you can create the agent and test them, but if you're going to put them into the production and share with other people, you need to have the proper subscription in place and be per usage. And IT controls, of course, you have.
Copilot Chat gives you free and secure enterprise-ready AI chat powered by GPT-4o in a familiar and consistent interface. Say you work in business planning for an EV charging company and you're developing the strategy for the year. You start by asking Copilot to do some research on the web. You want some basic information, like how EV charging has grown by region. Copilot is grounded in the web, so it can reason over the entire internet and quickly pull the relevant information. Great! Now let's see how these national trends compare to your sales results. With Copilot Chat, you can easily and securely upload files, like your sales data, and have it visualize your regional sales for the past few quarters. And you can continue to iterate with Copilot, like asking it to recommend strategies to help increase sales in lower performing regions. With Copilot Chat, you can quickly gather insights from the web and securely upload and analyze your data, bringing the power of AI directly to your workflow.
All right, so again, we're gonna dive into the Copilot, which is your AI assistant at work. So what we have with there, again, access to large language model, Microsoft Graph, which is your data, Microsoft 365 apps, and also you can access to internet. So what we had with the Copilot chat was which was free. So you have access to the chat, of course, which is going to be still needed as to kind of be able to prompt and maybe looking for answers. And we're going to go to some of the examples. Microsoft for apps, as I said, that number is increasing. So the core of it would be Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Teams. Copilot Studio and plus agents, and there's some sample agents available there too. And of course, adoption and measurement, which is very important again, as you make an investment, empowering your users with the Copilot software. We're gonna go kind of talk about this a little more, and it's not gonna emphasize on this, that why Microsoft 365 Copilot, right? So consistent UI for AI, you're already using all the products. The AI is part is very, it is same as what you have there. So it's the same experience important. In integrated tools you're using is a platform for agent of extensibility is very important. Enterprise grade security and privacy and compliance with flexible portion and deployment option. You could decide to say, okay, maybe 25% of your staff need the Copilot and the rest will be using the chat and measuring the impact and business value. As of the couple of weeks ago, this is the list of what the Copilot embedded into the chat, Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, Teams, Excel, OneNote, OneDrive, Loop, Whiteboard, Planner, Forms, SharePoint, Clipchamp, and Aviva. So what are the things you can use? Let's just say that you have the software. So these are top 10 things we see people using it. Meeting recap, by far number one. So imagine you have a meeting, you record a meeting or transcribe that. In a matter of minutes after the meeting is concluded, you could have the summary of the meeting, what was discussed, what task was set. This will also allow the people that your staff that perhaps missed the meeting, they quickly can catch up with what the meeting was about. Look at recording, if the name was mentioned and so on. So it adds lots of value and also in an efficient way that instead of you have to spend hours after the meeting kind of recap those things, they could be ready. Of course, you should always review the result, but again, to give you a big heads up, summarize the email thread, right? If we go away for a couple of days, we come back, our mailbox is full of the unread messages. Yeah. Copilot can help us to summarize those things and also kind of identify which one is more important and so on, so we can act on it faster. Draft the email, right? How you want to tone it or response to an email. That's make it very easy. Summarize a document. You know, you receive a very long document that might take you hours to read it, but you need to go to the meeting. You want to get an idea of the things, or you find things about that. You can easily get the summary of that, the very long document in a matter of seconds. You want to research a topic or projects, you know, you want to get more ideas. Help me write in a Word, right? So perhaps you want to craft a proposal or anything like that. You can refer other documents and so on. We have an amazing demo it's coming up for that as well. What did it say? You can search to say and put the name of the person with the at name, right? So with the mention. So what it does, it goes look at your email, your chat, and so on, and you can bring a summary. How often we go to Excel? And again, if you're not Power Excel users, you want to kind of come up with a formula. Now you can ask Copilot to kind of say, how do I do that? Translate a message, right? You receive a message, you're an international company, you receive a message in not in your native language, can have Copilot translate in a matter of the seconds. The other thing that also has been added within if you do have the Copilot software, if you're in a meeting and a person is speaking a different language, there's an instant translation is that you will hear them in your native language as they speak. That's what you would hear. That's fascinating how it works. You can find more of the prompts as well. So if you go to aka.ms.prompts, there's hundreds of those things. Just give you an idea. After a while, you'll be fluent and you don't have to worry about this. It just come to you naturally. But there's lots of examples of how to use this thing. We use a Copilot. What is important, right? And of course, we always recommend to the organization to provide training for staff to kind of say, okay, what's the best way to interact with the Copilot? The same thing as how we interact with the chat, with the search with it, maybe on a Google search. I still find people that are searching things and you can't find things because they're not prompting it properly. So within a Copilot, it's very important to be clear and specific what you're looking for. Keep it conversational. Let's just say you're talking to a friend, right? That you're having conversation with a person really. Give examples. So you're requesting something, maybe give example of a link or something. Ask for feedback. Just because the result comes back, you can have a conversation and ask for the additional response. Write legibly. That's very important how you write in it. A proper grammar and so on. Not like how you text message. Check for accuracy. This is paramount. You can't just because the result come back, you need to check that. And within the Copilot and Copilot chat, you always have a references at the bottom of the result to say like a 1, 2, 3, where did the information come from? So you can verify it to make sure the source is correct. Provide a detail again, as we mentioned. The more detail, the better, and be polite, of course. So on the opposite side, of course, don't be vague. Request inappropriate or unethical content, use a slang, jargons, or informal language. So don't use text messaging like how you would text message someone. Give a conflicting instruction. Interrupt or change the topic abruptly. So what you want to do when you prompting the result come back, you don't stop it or give an additional instruction. Let it finish. And the other thing is that if you want to start a new topic, just you can start a new chat. On your screen, you will see a plus. You can have multiple chat running at the same time. So that way the subject is on a mix and you're getting a better result back. So leveraging Microsoft Copilot features, we're going to touch on, we have some quick videos on the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams. One thing keep in mind, some of them might be overwhelming, especially the one with the Excel, what it does. But the whole idea of this videos is that to kind of give you an idea of it, okay, what is possible? What can I do? And that's what you want to kind of do, understand what is possible. So let's start from the Word first.
With Copilot in Word, you have an invaluable partner working at your side, helping you become a better writer. You will now be able to seamlessly integrate work data directly into your document. Let's use an example where you need to respond to an RFP. To get started, you ask Copilot to reference the latest product specs and mirror the approved format previously used. You had a great meeting on the customer's needs. So you ask Copilot to pull in details from the meeting and chat. Copilot gets to work, creating a plan to craft the document. Within seconds, Copilot executes its plan, automatically attaches a security label to match the source material, and creates your first draft, a task that otherwise may have taken you or someone in your team hours to complete. Now it's time to iterate on Copilot's work. It looks like it didn't include updated pricing for this customer. Let's ask it to reference an email and pull in the discount. The proposal could also use a little more information about your key value propositions, including your certifications and standards. This will look best as a table in your document. Let's add why these certificates are important for retailers. There you go. Now, with the help of Copilot in Word, you have a polished RFP response in the fraction of the time it would have taken for you to do on your own, and you're ready to review and share the document with your team and the customer.
Yeah, these demos are truly fascinating. And again, you can do this today, right out of the box.
Copilot in Excel makes anyone a data analyst. Say you want to understand annual revenue trends, how each product is selling, which categories are performing best, and what's driving sales. To do that, you need to bring together data on product sales, pricing, and customer feedback. First, you import your data sources. Now you have a workbook with all the raw data you need in one place, and you can use Copilot to shape and analyze the numbers. Let's start by figuring out which category of your business is driving the most revenue. You know how to calculate that, but this sheet has 3 years of sales data, with thousands of rows showing sales by product by month. So while it's a routine task, this much data can be unwieldy. You can ask Copilot to quickly calculate monthly revenue by product. It knows how to do that, and which data to reference across tabs. Copilot creates a plan for how it will run those numbers, executes that plan, showing its work as it goes, and prompts you to ask questions or iterate on the solution it reached. It looks great, so you're ready to add that column to your spreadsheet. Now a new ask has come in, and you need to understand how each product category is performing and ensure that you are selling at least 100K in product in each category per month. Let's start by comparing sales by category. You ask Copilot to create a simple bar chart so you can quickly see which product categories are selling the best. And with conditional formatting, it highlights the product lines that aren't meeting the $100,000 minimum threshold, so you know where to focus. Now that we know which products aren't selling well, let's dig a little deeper and see what we can learn from the customer feedback. Copilot in Excel can now reason over text, like this raw customer data. Copilot analyzes all the customer feedback from the past quarter and surfaces the top 3 concerns. It looks like charging speed might be an emerging issue. Let's ask Copilot to highlight customer reviews that mention charging speed. Now, with the help of Copilot, you've taken a complex, disparate data set and quickly analyzed it, giving you a full picture of your revenue trends that you can bring to the upcoming business review.
Right. Next, we're going to go to PowerPoint.
Copilot in PowerPoint is your creative partner as you iterate and co-create to develop your presentation. Let's say you're a sales lead getting ready to pitch a new retail customer. You ask Copilot to create a compelling pitch deck in your company template that shows how your product will attract shoppers and keep them in the store longer. Now, with Copilot in PowerPoint's new narrative builder, you are in creative control. It starts with a draft outline, where you can reorder the flow, delete topics you don't want, or add new ones, and ensure you've got a solid outline before creating a presentation. Let's add a section on our key value props tailored to customer insights. And another section with customer testimonials. Within seconds, you have a content outline, and you're ready to start on your presentation. Copilot makes a plan for creating the slides and executes it, crafting the titles and draft copy, pulling in images from your corporate library, and applying your company's PowerPoint template so the presentation is on brand. Now you're ready to iterate with Copilot as your partner. It looks like this slide could use an image. You tell Copilot what you're looking for, and within seconds, it provides several options from your company's approved image library. Copilot can also provide AI-generated images using Designer and DALL-E 3. Now that you've selected a photo, PowerPoint gives you several slide design options aligned to your company brand guidelines to choose from. You can keep iterating, but let's see what Copilot has helped you build so far. It added speaker notes to every slide, built slide transitions, and added animations, giving you a professional-looking presentation that's on brand. With Copilot as your design, writing, and editing partner, you can focus on nailing your pitch. Managing your inbox can feel like a full-time job, but now Copilot in Outlook can help you prioritize what's in your inbox. It analyzes all your emails using both the content of your messages and the context of your job, like who your manager is and who's on your team, to highlight what's most important. You can then sort by priority based on Copilot's analysis. Let's take a look at this email from a new customer, Tailwind Traders. When you select it, Copilot shows you why it thinks it's significant and highlights what action you need to take. This is a key customer for the next few months, so you teach Copilot that all emails mentioning them are a top priority. Now Copilot knows to prioritize any email from tailwind traders. Copilot is your partner, helping you manage your inbox so you don't miss what's most important. Now let's switch to Outlook Mobile. You have to run to a meeting, but you don't want to leave the customer hanging, so you need to draft a response on the go. We're making it even easier to be productive on your phone with Copilot in Outlook. Copilot analyzes the email and offers some suggested responses. Now all you have to do is pick one as your starting point and instruct Copilot on what else to add. Copilot generates the solid draft, and it's ready for editing. Because this is going to a customer, you want to make it more formal, so you ask Copilot to adjust the tone. You can easily flip through the options and select which version you like the best. The second paragraph could also use an update. You can edit it yourself or ask Copilot to help. Let's highlight the relevant section and tell Copilot what you want to include. Once you're happy with the edits, you can accept the changes and your email is ready to send.
All right, you can see how easy it is on your desktop, on the web, and on the go. And this is the most exciting part of the number one
Copilot in
usage.
Teams can now reason over both the meeting transcript and the meeting chat to give you a complete picture of what was discussed. You meet as a team to discuss the customer's RFP. As the meeting wraps, you think you might have missed some questions in the chat. Often the best ideas and the most thoughtful questions happen in the chat. Now, Copilot in Teams captures this valuable, higher bandwidth conversation. Let's open up Intelligent Recap and ask Copilot if you missed any questions. It quickly scans what was said and what was in the chat, looks for questions, and checks if any were left unanswered. Now you have a list of any open questions without having to scroll back through the chat. With the help of Copilot in Teams, you can quickly and easily stay on the same page with your team.
All right, so what are the next steps? What do you need to do? Of course, security is very important and making sure that your environment is ready for Copilot. So we do provide an assessment. You can find that on our website. There's a link here. Next, in learn how AI is poised to create a whole new way of working. There's amazing documentation Microsoft provides, and leveraging it in starter content as well as resource and for adoption. You can find that. And looking into the security, privacy, and compliance, and of course the art of prompting. You can find those. As part of the PowerPoint that we will share, there's some executive click-throughs also available that you can go through if you find beneficial. I want to thank you all again for attending today's session. Hopefully you find it informative and beneficial. It would be great if you can scan this QR code, and we would love your 5-star review. But again, we will follow up with you. I want to thank you all and have a wonderful day.